So teachers should go to the head of the COVID vaccination line. Am I overstating your position? If I am, explain what I got wrong.
Well, of course, when we see what tier we're in right now, and I know the district has worked hard to secure vaccines. So we're looking for those to be out sometime next week. Yeah, so clearly if you want to keep the schools running, you need to be able to vaccinate those that are providing that essential service called teaching.
Caddo did a survey, I think, of teachers that wanted the vaccine. What was the results? Is it a large majority?
It is over a majority. There's certainly still those out there that have not signed on to it yet, and there could be a variety of reasons for that. And it could be anything from just not getting there just to sign up. They may have been out on quarantine. It could be anything from their concern with the integrity of the vaccine. It could be they have COVID. It could be a number of things.
Miss Jackie, what are the teachers' health numbers to this point? Do we have dozens, hundreds of teachers who are missing school because of the coronavirus? Have any been hospitalized, et cetera? What's the reason for the immediacy?
It's everything you just mentioned. We have those that. We have a number that are out on quarantine. A lot of times, and typically the district, specifically if I'm speaking about Caddo, is very vigilant about doing the contact tracing. If it's coming from a school, you're going to have an entire classroom and any affected teacher and staff that are going to have to go home. So it could be pretty widespread with that. And of course, we have teachers. In fact, I just spoke to one of my board members over the weekend, and he just told me that he tested positive. I'm hearing more and more of that now than I even did at the beginning of the year.
Do you have a percentage of teachers in Caddo Parish and or Bossier, for that matter, who have tested positive, who have missed school as a result?
Anything I would give you would be anecdotal, and I would tell you it is certainly what we would call a new normal for us, that constantly we're having teachers going home and staff going home in quarantine, as well as those that are testing positive. And the testing positive sometimes comes from the school, but quite frankly, sometimes it comes from outside as well. I know of 2 people that it came from outside, that just right off the top of my head on my board. So I know that happens as well.
There are a lot of people who say, but the positivity rate in schools is relatively low. Your argument against that when you hear that, because you hear that a lot, I'm sure.
I certainly do. And I see classrooms that are vacated with kids going home that are on quarantine that may not have the services that they need once they get home. I see teachers that are, teachers and staff that are retiring early. I see teachers and staff that are making other choices. I see as classrooms that are manned by substitute teachers. In fact, the district had to revamp their substitute policy this year. So definitely there is a huge impact on our schoolhouses.
Miss Jackie, you're making your case this morning to me and Aaron and our little radio show and its audience, but we really can't do anything to change policy. Who is it really that you're talking to? Who is it? Who are you pleading to? The governor, the school board? Who are we talking to now?
The thing that we would plead to is that we know it's a new normal, but we can see around the corner. And we know that things can get better for everybody in our schoolhouses. We know that we can have our boys and girls back in our classrooms where they belong. It's so incredibly important for them to be there.
But pardon me, ma'am, but who is making the decision right now? When you say teachers should be vaccinated, who is it that's saying, no, they don't?
Nobody in the school system is saying that. As I said, there's some personal decisions that are being made by teachers and staff about when they do get it. Nobody in the school system is saying that at all. In fact, the school systems are moving full steam ahead to ensure that we do.
So back to is it the governor that if you could sit down with the governor, is he the guy who could say give it to teachers, and is he right now the guy who's saying no?
From the standpoint of the volume of vaccines that are coming in our state, that's where I'd lay fault at, and I do that even reluctantly. We have these new vaccines on the market. They as far as I'm concerned, they are ramping up as fast as they can. I don't know where the breakdown is in the chain, getting it into our state. I don't see it coming from our state in terms of who should be getting the vaccine. I've heard some clear indications that the chain of who should get it. I would say that for teachers, it is incredibly important to do it and then move them up to the top of the chart as quickly as possible. They are essential workers. They're a different kind of essential workers. They're the ones standing in the classroom with your boys and girls, and they're standing there all day long. So that's a little bit different essential workers. It's not a fluid environment. It's a very stagnant environment. So I would have people realize that, and as fast as you can move teachers up, and as fast as you can get enough vaccines into this state, that's what we need to be working on.